What if I told you that awakening does not solve your problems, but compels you to confront them? What if I proposed that this is, in fact, a gift? Many individuals believe that spiritual awakening entails floating through life enveloped in peace and love. They visualize a state of being untouchable, always calm and smiling, as though nothing can disturb their tranquility. Let me pose a question. Have you ever experienced a moment when you felt that everything around you was falling apart, yet something deep within you remained steady? That stillness, that quiet awareness. This is not mere comfort. It is strength. Today, I wish to share a truth that many people tend to evade. Awakening does not make life easier. Instead, it makes you stronger. By the end of this video, you will grasp why this is the most advantageous occurrence that could happen to you. In the early stages of awakening, it may seem as though your entire world is being turned upside down. People you once held dear may suddenly feel distant, and the goals you chased previously may now appear meaningless. Your own thoughts may sound foreign. It resembles waking up in a home you have inhabited for years, only to notice cracks in the walls that had previously escaped your attention. Those same walls have always been there, yet now you cannot unsee them. This realization is frightening. This is not the peaceful awakening that social media often glamorizes. It is raw and real. It is the moment your soul begins to shake you awake fiercely. During this process, you might find yourself questioning everything. Why do I feel so detached from others? Why am I perpetually fatigued? Why does nothing feel enjoyable any longer? This is where many people panic. They assume that something is wrong with them. However, you are not losing your mind. You are shedding your illusions. You are relinquishing everything that was never real. And that can be painful. Awakening does not present you with a better life on a silver platter. Instead, it offers you a mirror that reflects your wounds, your patterns, your conditioning. It reveals the truth, which is seldom comfortable. The important thing to recognize is that healing cannot occur without confrontation. Awakening strengthens you by compelling you to cease fleeing. You cease blaming the world, numbing yourself, and hiding behind distractions. You confront yourself fully, without masks or filters. Indeed, this journey can be messy, emotional, and bewildering. Yet, within that chaos, something extraordinary takes shape. A deeper version of you. This aspect of yourself is unafraid to feel, to stumble, and to confront life head-on. This new version does not require. Allow me to provide you with a real-life illustration. Recently, I had a conversation with a woman who was once perpetually seeking validation through her work, relationships, and success. On the surface, her life appeared ideal, yet inside, she felt an emptiness. As her awakening began, everything unraveled. She lost her job, her relationship ended, and her family struggled to comprehend her. She cried daily and questioned everything. However, over time, she began to rebuild not just her life, but her very self. She embraced meditation, sat with her emotions, and learned to say no. Today, her life is simpler and quieter, yet she exudes power, not because life has become easier, but because she has become stronger. You may find yourself in a similar situation. Perhaps you feel that your former life no longer suits you, as if your heart yearns to pursue one path, while your responsibilities tug you in another direction. You may feel stretched between the past and the unknown. If this resonates with you, please understand, you are not broken, you are breaking open. Awakening is a process of breaking, shattering the shell of the person you believed yourself to be, so that the truth of your essence can finally breathe. Sometimes this means losing people and outgrowing relationships that were established based on versions of yourself that no longer exist. It may lead to feelings of being misunderstood and walking alone, even when solitude is unwelcome. Yet in that loneliness, you will uncover a presence that has always been with you, your own soul. Once you connect with that presence, everything will change. You will recognize that peace is not something external, and that strength is not bestowed by others. It resides within you all along. Awakening simply clears away all that caused you to forget. However, let us be candid. There will be days when you find yourself longing for your old life. Days when you wish to return to ignorance, to a state of not knowing these profound truths, to a time when you felt less intensely. You may miss the distractions, the false smiles, and the illusion of comfort. But remember, illusions are prisons, and you have now tasted freedom. That is why returning to your former state will ultimately fail to satisfy you. Even in attempts to revert, something inside will whisper, "You have outgrown this." That whisper is your strength asserting itself, a reminder from your soul that this path is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be authentic. Perhaps the most significant gift that awakening offers us is this authenticity. You cease pretending, performing, and attempting to fit into boxes that were never intended for you. You begin living with greater honesty, speaking truthfully, crying when necessary, resting when fatigued, and discontinuing the practice of apologizing for your humanity. And while this honesty may isolate you at times, it will also draw the right people into your life. Individuals who appreciate your depth rather than merely your surface, who are unafraid of your silence, and who sense your energy even before you speak. Moreover, awakening teaches you that pain is not your adversary. Rather, it becomes your instructor. When life knocks you down, you no longer ask, "Why me?" Instead, you begin to inquire, "What is this teaching me?" This shift in perspective is empowering. You start to perceive every challenge as an opportunity for growth, becoming increasingly aware of the lessons hidden behind suffering. As you continue to grow, you develop a sense of grounding, not because life ceases to test you, but because your roots run deeper now. You are no longer uprooted by every storm. You sway, yet you do not break. I remember a time in my own journey when I felt utterly depleted. Nothing made sense anymore. My beliefs were disintegrating, my goals had vanished, and my identity was unraveling. It felt akin to death. What I failed to recognize during that period was that something was dying. The false self, the version of me constructed from fear, ego, and the pursuit of validation. In that emptiness, something genuine began to flourish, something peaceful and unafraid. It was then that I truly comprehended that awakening was not here to simplify my life, but rather to render me unshakable. I now witness this transformation in individuals awakening around the globe. They are leaving toxic jobs, ending superficial relationships, and questioning the rules they were conditioned to follow, not because it is easy, but because their souls refuse to remain dormant. Once you glimpse the truth, even briefly, there is no going back. You can feign ignorance for a time, but ultimately the soul prevails. It always does. So, if you are currently navigating an awakening and everything feels chaotic, know that it is actually falling into place. The illusions are crumbling to allow your truth to rise. Indeed, you will cry, you will doubt, and you may be tempted to give up. Yet you will not, for something within you is far stronger than your fear. Something inside knows that this is exactly where you are meant to be. If you have been wondering why awakening has not yet granted you a more peaceful existence, here is the truth I promised you earlier. Awakening does not eliminate your struggles. It dissolves your fear of confronting them. It does not provide a perfect life, but instead offers presence within an imperfect one. It does not simplify everything, rather, it fortifies you. Therefore, cease seeking ease and begin to trust the process. You are not meant to escape life. You are meant to traverse it with courage, clarity, and your soul guiding the path. Ultimately, that is what awakening is truly about. You are not weak for experiencing struggle. You are strong for persisting. Keep moving forward. You are becoming everything you are always meant to be.